You know, I'm not sure how, but I think Austin Reaves somehow is still underrated. Obviously, we talk about him a lot and acknowledge him as a very big part of their team, but whenever LeBron and or Luka Doncic or Anthony Davis before him are out, the guy absolutely takes over and becomes a legitimate number one option, and probably even an all-star without them. I mean, in the 2 games that he's played without LeBron and Luka, Austin's put up a whopping 41 points per game, 10 assists per game, 6.5 rebounds per game, 3.5 steals per game, and shooting 51% from the field and 42% from 3 in those games. Or then simply without LeBron, as I know somebody will say, well, obviously he'll get to take more shots without them. Only without LeBron this season, averaging about 27 points per game, 8.4 assists per game, 7 rebounds per game, shooting about 47% from the field, and 48.5% from 3. So yeah, definitely not a one-off thing. It's not him simply having a lucky game, a lucky 1 to 2 games, or whatever you want to call that. Austin legitimately is very good and a whole lot better than people think. Even those that think he is a solid 3rd or 4th option, but maybe not capable of being a 2nd option, or a guy that can lead your team without your stars on the court. As well, he obviously has proven that he can be that for them. And then for a guy like Dalton Knecht, also showing that he probably has a higher ceiling than many think, and definitely is a good guy to keep on their team for the future, and probably was not worth trading for Mark Williams. Apart from that, definitely had a good game last night and showed what he might be able to become for their team, and why a guy like JJ Redick is so high on him. And with that in mind here, we're going to talk about what they did last night, how they did it, the plays that are drawn up for them, how the Lakers might be able to better incorporate them going forward, and then simply about how bright their future is with the team going forward. And without further ado, let's dive right into it. For Austin Reaves, obviously had a great game last night, dropping 37 points, 13 assists, only 4 turnovers, grabbing 8 rebounds, knocking down 4 3-point shots on 4 of 10 3-point shooting, and knocking down 50% of his field goal attempts, 13 of 26 from the field. Obviously played plenty of minutes for their team, kind of had to with no LeBron or Luka, not many ball handlers, not many playmakers on the court for them, and Austin definitely took over for them. Absolutely killing Denver in the pick and roll game, running Jokic pretty much off the court on defense at times, and definitely taking advantage of their drop coverage. Whether he was hitting a step back 3-point shot, playing a great pick and roll game with a Christian Koloko for example, or driving right past Nikola Jokic, he definitely took advantage of them on the court. I mean, even with a guy in a borderline elite defender like Aaron Gordon defending him, Austin had no trouble getting to the rim, and he showed that early and often. Like on this play with Aaron Gordon defending him, Austin drives by him, slows up a bit to get his hip on Aaron Gordon, cutting off his pathway to potentially block his shot, and hesitating a little bit, neither to give Aaron Gordon a pathway, or for Jokic to decommit off Vanderbilt in the corner here, and cut off his pathway toward the rim. Then quickly accelerates getting to the rim, which later sets up more opportunity for other players. For example, here on this play between Austin and Jared Vanderbilt, appears to be a corner DHO, and that's what Aaron Gordon definitely thinks too. Austin drives toward the corner, gives it up to Vanderbilt, who Gordon thinks is going to give it right back to Reaves, so he cheats up a little bit and tries to cut off the pathway for Austin Reaves if you drive corner, but instead Vanderbilt fakes it, then drives toward the rim for an easy dunk. While at the same time on the weak side, Alex Len is setting a corner pin down screen for Dalton Knecht, trying to grab the attention of Nikola Jokic and therefore take the rim protector away from the play. And simply put, a beautifully drawn up play that incorporates the attention drawn by Austin Reaves, getting a wide open lane for a guy like Jared Vanderbilt. And well, I think you get the point here. Austin definitely attracts attention on the court, in fact even a whole lot more of it without LeBron or Luka Doncic on the court, and later on the Nuggets eventually tried to blitz him, double teamed him a bit and threw different defensive coverage at him, from how badly he was tearing up their defense and all the different ways they were getting him the ball, and the different ways that he was manipulating their defense in the court too, leading to him again dropping 37 points on 50% field goal shooting. Pretty damn impressive and a true showing of what Austin Reaves can do as a number 1 and 2 option and as a primary playmaker and scoring threat on the court. And well, that attention and the increased opportunity on the court definitely benefit Dalton Knecht, who also played great for them last night, dropping 32 points, a second career high for him, having 13 made field goals on 27 field goal attempts, about double his normal attempts, shooting 48% from the field, dropping a team-high 5 3-point shots, going 5 of 13, 38.5%, playing some great defense, and all around making a big impact on both ends of the court, obviously at the 3-point line, but simply with him on the court and what he can do offensively, Definitely a big threat and a guy the defense cannot leave wide open, which he made the Nuggets pay for a few times throughout the game last night. And going back to the attention that Austin Reaves drew, that directly did benefit Dalton Knecht, not only at the 3-point line but even cutting backdoor to the rim, much like on this play. Austin has the ball on the top, here they are in a horn set, Dalton appears to be coming up for a pick and roll set or a pick and fade, whatever it might be. Michael Porter Jr. tries to cut it off and cut off the 3-point line while doing it, leaving Dalton Knecht open for a wide open backdoor cut, which Austin finds him for and for an easy 2 points at the rim. And well, the more playing time, the bigger role that Dalton Knecht gets, obviously offensively, the better rhythm he finds and the more dangerous he can become. Much like he showed in their game last night, but really throughout the entire season, when he does get a starters level workload. In the 14 games that he has been a starter for them, Dalton Knecht has played about 31 minutes per game, averaging about 16 points per game, shooting 47% from the field and 39% from 3 on nearly 8 3-point shot attempts per game. Definitely finding a rhythm, and that's not to say that he has to be a starter, but more so pointing to what he might be able to become for them, and what he can do when he gets that kind of role on the court, and when he gets that kind of playing time as well. After all, like JJ Redick has talked about and directly has been quoted by saying about Dalton Knecht, the guy can be in the top 1% of shooters in the entire league and probably in the entire world at that. They can do things with him that they really can't do with other guys in their team, and probably with the majority of NBA players at that too. So yeah, definitely a guy that can benefit their offense, can do different things with him on the court, and when Knecht gets in a rhythm, can truly be one of the most difficult players to guard on their entire team, especially off the ball. And well, with him only being 23, albeit an older rookie per se, even though one with a very unique college background, playing at a JUCO college for a couple of years, then transferring to a mid-major D1 college, then finishing up with his 5th and final year at a big D1 college, that being Tennessee, Dalton Knecht definitely has not hit his ceiling yet, and that's actually a good thing for them. I mean, the guy has plenty of more room for growth, and that means he can expand his game even further, not only for dunking and almost hitting his head on the court, which was a pretty scary thing last night, but then for better absorbing contact at the rim. That's something he doesn't do quite well yet, and that's more room for growth that he has offensively. Or then defensively, becoming a more committed, better one-on-one defender, although that's actually pretty good and has shown good moments this season, but then becoming a better team defender, learning positional defense better, becoming a more vocal defender, where to be on the court at the right time on the court, and all the little intricate details that we don't often think about or talk about. That's something that Dalton Knecht can figure out yet, and that can help him become a much more dangerous player. But even right now, much like he showed last night, Dalton Knecht is a very tough cover and a very dangerous offensive player. And if that trade would have gone through for Mark Williams, sending Dalton Knecht to Charlotte and therefore giving him a much bigger role, likely playing about 30 to 35 minutes per game, getting up about 15 to 18 shots per game, like he caught during the first half alone last night, I guarantee he would be averaging about 17 to 20 points per game, and no, I'm not joking about that. In fact, that might even be on the low end if you ask me. I think it's legitimately possible that he could do that, even now as a rookie. On a team like the Charlotte Hornets, I would give him a bunch more shots per game, a bigger role per game, and pretty much unlimited shot attempts if he has a hot streak going, like he did for their team last night. And with about 8 to 10 3-point shots per game, I imagine that Dalton Knecht would find a rhythm pretty often and still be very efficient, likely shooting between 38 to 40%, being a very dangerous offensive threat, a guy that constantly demands attention and even morbid in that kind of role. So I'm definitely not mad that they didn't trade him, that they rescinded that trade. I think they'll end up working out for them. It's not every day you find a player like Dalton Knecht that can be in that top 1% 3-point shooting, but also has a 38-inch vertical to go with it, definitely has more ability inside the 3-point line, is a very good mid-range shooter, has the ability to become a good finisher around the rim, and simply a well-rounded, highly tooled, skilled athlete, and a guy that definitely could grow into more for their team. And overall, yes, I know we're talking about a game in which they lost here, but a very impressive one nonetheless. When you're matching up with a team like the Denver Nuggets, who are pretty much fairly healthy, a top 5 team in the entire league, and you're playing without LeBron and Luka Doncic, let alone guys like Rui Hachimura, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jackson Hayes, and Gabe Vincent as well, that's a pretty tough assignment. And when you're instead turning to guys like Austin Reaves and Dalton Knecht, to which not many fans really think that high of, or not this high of definitely, it's a pretty impressive feat when they take them to the absolute brink, literally the final 2 possessions of the game, holding the lead for much of the game and much of the second half, a large majority of the fourth quarter, those 2 combining for nearly 70 points and making a mockery of the Nuggets defense at times. Yeah, that's very impressive no matter what way you cut it, and a very good showing of what those two might be able to become for their team in the not so distant future, and why they definitely should not be traded, especially for the kind of trade packages that many fans have included them in. And well, with that being said, what do you guys think? What were your takeaways from the game last night? How impressed were you with Reaves and Knecht? And what do you think they might be able to become for this team if used correctly in the future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.